She's like, you're a little red dick dude. You're a little red dick boy. I know you don't like this and this. So I said, you know what? That isn't my preference. And then it just went on a whole run and a rant. But my thing was, people are afraid. Like, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you really wanted the factual information, you could go to the business video. I'm tongue kissing Bria Miles in the business video, and she's as chocolate as they come. They say it's rain after sunshine. Don't want to end up back on the block. It's not a game with these punchlines. And they say a nigga changed. Well, that's the way the game made me. My family, we all the same. Shit, I ain't had they beef. Bottles popping, drinks flowing. Gotta live life for these moments. The transformer chain situation, like, let me break that down. Like, this was the most, so you know how you travel and you got entourage and stuff like that or whatever. I was traveling, and my hype man at the time, we were real cool. He's like my big brother. So I was doing a show in LA at the Key Club, and his old management was at the front door, and like the tickets was like $20 or whatever. But he didn't want to go let them in and get them in. So they got mad and was like, yo, you gonna stop going to Detroit and not paying homage to Trick Trick. So this is way before I even had a transformer chain.
Serious?
Yeah. So I was like, yo, that's bugged out. So I had the #1 record in the country with the business on the R&B charts, and my label, I was signed to Epic, but Koch did a whole bunch of like radio work, and they did a whole bunch of stuff for us. So Koch called me and was like, yo, Trick Trick wants you to come to his club and host a party. So I was like, no, you know what I'm saying? Not on the strength of me not having, I don't even know Trick Trick, but I remember what was said to me at the Key Club.
And they still dwelled on that?
Yes.
Like
so,
years? Oh, wow.
Dog, so listen, so I go there, I'm headlining the show in Detroit, the Summer Jam or whatever. I get there, and like I had hella security with me. I was like all that, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, my brother called me, the same hype man. He was like, yo, I'm with Slim from 112. We like 30 deep. He was already in the city, and I was coming from a different state. And he was like, come to the club. So I'm thinking like, you know what? I'm gonna come to the club and hang out and rock out. You know what I'm saying? So I had like a purple outfit on, and like that transformer chain, I could flip it on one side, and it was one color and all. So I had the outfit on, and I thought that, I'm like, man, fuck it. I got security with me. You know what I'm saying? We good. We go in here. So we get to the back door, right? And then they like, well, look, there's plenty of cops outside, yo. And I had like they was like, you can't bring no pistols in here. Your security can't bring no guns inside the club.
Wow, that's some bullshit.
So I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, but
they were professional.
Yeah, it was professional. It was the security for the
wasn't
club.
Like homies with the
like
ratchets and
they
shit.
had security on their shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, all right,
that's a setup, Sam. When you hear stuff like that, you got white
I'm
people.
like, that doesn't sound right. But then again, I was like, you know what? I'm here. Like, we were like 40 deep. Who cares? So it was like, all right, well, shit. I'm going to go in regardless. I got my niggas with me. Take the guns, put them on the bus, whatever you want to do. So we go in the club, and I go in the back, and I had the biggest record at that time, and I was headlining the Summer Jam. So I went in the back to holler at the dude, like, yo, like, is there any way possible that I can get a play on the bottles? Like, I want to purchase 3 or 4 bottles, but I don't want to pay full price for them. You know what I'm saying? I'm in your club. You know what I'm saying? Look out for me. He's like, all right, hold on. So now we in the back room. So he comes out, and he's like, man, my partner Trick Trick said ain't no play on y'all niggas for no bottles. And I was like,
what? Wow.
This is Trick Trick's club we're in. Oh, shit. So I walk out. So I'm walking out, right? And I walk out, and I had the chain on and shit. And, like, I swear to God, like, the whole security for the club just surrounded me. Like, and you see me, who kid? I'm like 5'5", 5'6", 150 pounds, fucking wet.
Small guy.
So the whole security surrounded me. And these the people with the security shirts on that told us not to bring the guns in the club or whatever. And then they just went ham on me in the whole club. They beat my ass through the whole club. Like, through the back door, they whooped my ass. The security, I was holding on the chain for dear life. And then it got to, like, the point when we was in the back where, like, they beat my ass through the club all the way to the back door where we were. And it was like 5 or 6 niggas stomping me out. Like, and I would let the chain go. Because at that point, like, am I going to die for this transformer chain in Detroit, you know what I'm saying, over nothing? I'm like, nah, I let it go. They took it. And then they threw me out the back door. I ain't had no fucking shoes on. My eyes was like red, bloodshot, and all type of shit. So I really got fucked up.
You never showed that, though, right?
Nah, I never talked about this either, you know what I'm saying? So when after I got fucked up, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then my hype man, who is managers, come to find out, are cousins with Trick Trick or whatever.
Nah.
Now he's talking about, like, man, we should have never been doing doing this. We should have just went. I knew some bullshit was gonna happen. I'm like, yo, but this guy was like my brother. Like he's moving everywhere with me, so I'm not gonna do an interview like this with you, who can say, well, you know, my brother, he fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And of course, it's gonna be the downfall that is gonna be me. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to whoop his ass. He not famous. You know what I'm saying? Even though he got his ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a headline. So the most unfortunate thing, Who Kid, do you know that the people, and I love the people over there that worked my project, that some people from called me because Trick was on Koch. So they called me and said
about that too. Yeah.
Oh, they called me and said that I could buy my chain back for 15 racks, and I said, yo, the label called me and told me about this. So I'm like, what? This is the beginning of the end right here for my relationship with this label, because it was like, I have the #1 record in the country, and this guy is signed to you, and you're gonna barter system for me to buy back my chain.
That is some new shit right there.
It's fucking crazy.
I never seen Trick. I've never talked to him. I don't even know what he looks like. He could very well be the guy holding the camera right now. I don't know. I never watched none of the interviews.
That's well, I'm not right there, man.
I never did none of that because, like, yo, that shit like really hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, damn, like, I took an L on the strength of not even on my behalf, and they try to create a story like he said, "Fuck Detroit." This shit is too easy. Like, it's the internet. Go pull up the interview where I said, fuck Detroit. I'm from the south side of Chicago. That's a hop, skip, jumping away.
Yeah, that's like right there.
I got family in Detroit, so how can I say fuck Detroit? It just made no fucking sense, you know?
You know, I'm glad you're up here because I'm the one that gets in trouble with media all the time.
Right.
So it's good that, you know, like, you just can't believe everything you fucking see and hear out there.
No way.
So, but it's good that you're up here explaining that whole shit because, you know, I get the tidal wave of news and stories about you, but it's just the fucking wave of everybody moving in one direction.
Exactly.
If they're saying that you got beat up or you got robbed, and it's the same story over and over.
Right.
So in reality, like when a joke or whatever comes up, I mean, that's what pops up in my head.
Yeah.
And that's like that with everybody out there. But it's good that, but you never really came out and explained it so clearly.
Because I wasn't going to get the fair shake. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like I watched Floyd do an interview and he said whether he talk about stuff, he's still not going to get the best. You know what I'm saying? He could say the best shit in the world, but it's still going to be, they're going to play him out, you know? And that's where I felt like it was. It was going to be like, all right, well, you still pussy? And then it was going to be, I feel like the time has passed now, so it was so fresh. I didn't want the other parties or Trick or anybody to be like, going to fuck Berg, you know what I'm saying? And keep this shit going. It was just kind of like out of hand, even though it just kept going and going and going, like, and it's just ridiculous.
What was his problem though to begin with?
No clue.
That's ill.
I don't even know him. I've never met him. I've never had a conversation with him at all. Like, man, like my parents financially well off before I even decided to be in the music industry. Like, my parents like, fuck this music shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got my first deal when I was 15 years old, and that was on the strength of me leaving, running away from home, and being like, yo, I'm gonna do this rap shit until it work out. And then one day I met DMX at What These Bitches Want from a Nigga video shoot. Wow. And I spit for him, so Swiss Beats. Like, it's crazy. Like, I met X, and like he was with Aaliyah and a whole bunch of people.
Yeah,
and
that's ill back
it was
then.
Surreal. And Kevin Lyles was there and all type of stuff. And then X was like, yo, shorty, go rap for my man, rap for him, and then they gonna let me know if I'm good.
Right? With the Mano thing, can you explain that whole thing? Like,
oh man, me and Mano were like really cool and like on tour together. You know what I'm saying? And it goes back to the same person. So the dude with the Detroit situation, who was my hype man or whatever. One night we was in Arizona.
He was involved with the Mano thing too. Oh my God, this guy! You fired him, right?
Of course.
Okay.
One night, we were in Arizona, and you know how like I'm on a tour bus still or whatever, and I had a show. So I guess Mano was in the venue, but he was in my section. So you know, I sent my security and my road manager, the guy,
check it out,
check it out, make sure. So, but Mano was in my section, and what I was relayed, the message I was relayed was, Mano said he don't give a fuck if this young Berg section, he not moving, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, damn, that's weird. So I came in the club, I talked to Mano, and we were cool. Like, we slapped hands, we cool. And then I went and I tore that motherfucking show up. And I'm like, yo, I'm just going to go hard. Like, it don't even matter. So after that, the Detroit situation happened, you know what I'm saying? And then like I just had like a huge chip on my shoulder because it's like, yo, like these niggas just fucked me up and did this shit, and people running on this internet rant and making it seem like I'm a bitch, like I'm a hoe or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just sweet like that. So one night we was in ATL, and this is a very famous night because like, you know how Drake and them got that I'm on one? No, like I was on like 5 of them. Like
that's a lot right there.
Like,
you never did 5 pills before, right?
Yeah.
No, for the record.
Just heroin though. That's it.
Wow.
Man, let him tell the story. Young Berg. This is his time.
I was on like
Wait a minute, I got bitch slapped by Sam. Yo.
no heroin.
Go ahead.
So
man.
I was at an ATL and it was Jasmine Sullivan album release party and
shit.
and it was
love her.
popping like it was crazy, and I went in there and like I said, I was on 5 of them, and I remember like I don't really remember any of that night too much. The last thing I remember was being on stage performing the business and kissing big girls in the crowd. Like I was tongue kissing big girls, like front row. Like I would dip down, give me the business.
What?
And then
Just talking about
tongue
big girls
kissing
earlier.
big girls. You know what I'm saying? Like they were like, and I seen the pictures, like, cause you know how you in the club ATL pics, like they had all the pictures the next day, and it was me tongue kissing a big girl. I was like, yo, I was bugging. So I had all that energy and all the feelings. You know what I'm saying? Put up because of I heard what Mano said, you know what I'm saying, fuck Berg or whatever in that club. So I came up and we were again 30 deep, and I walked up to Mano. I had security, and from what I was told, because I don't remember none of the story, from what I was told is that
crazy.
I walked up to Mano and I started saying some obscene things, and I threw a drink down in his area and kind of aggressively, and melee just broke out. And that's what I heard. And then I woke up the next morning and I was like, yo, what's going on? I'm thinking shit cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm rolling up, smoking a blunt. Wow. And then my manager called me like, yo, did Mano slap you last night? And I'm like, what?
Get the fuck out of here.
I was like, yo, I don't even know what you're talking about. So I called Mano. I actually got on the phone with Mano, and we talked, and I was just like, yo, like I was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's crazy.
my bad. Like I look at you like a big brother. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what happened. I was fucked up. I think that people were thinking I was a bitch. I was like, you know, because I'm from Chicago, and people like, yo, no matter how big or small you are, niggas gonna fight regardless. Even if I gotta take this L to prove to you that I ain't no hoe ass nigga, you ain't gonna talk to me like that, then that's what the mentality is. And that's where I was thinking. And it was corny. I shouldn't even have been on that. But I hit Mano and we talked, and like, we had a good conversation, and he told me like, man, it ain't really about you. It's about the people that you got around you. Like they don't want no good for you. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I didn't realize until I started putting the pieces of puzzle together. Like,
Not all of them.
I was with Pac-Man Jones, coincidentally, in L.A.
That's another crazy motherfucker.
And we was at P.F. Chang's, and Mano walked in, and you know, like, and Pac-Man was like, what's up? You know, because he crazy like that. I'm like, nah, we good. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Mano walked in with the guys, and we slapped hands. And like, Mano knows for a fact that I was fucked up that night. Like he seen me sober, and he seen me on that night. So I mean, it is what it is. Because like when I first came out, like a lot of people didn't know, like, man, like I was producing and writing all these records, whether it was Sexy Lady and the hook to Sexy or the business. Like I was producing and writing these records, and Sexy Can I. People didn't know that. So
That's
people
crazy.
like, yo, they just thought I was some carbon copy little nigga that just got a song. You know, like, oh, he's cute, give him a song, let's put this out. Nah, like I was creating these records myself. So, and I had artists, there was several artists like from Junior to Cash, just all these different people on these songs that went platinum that you never knew before. Like they were just voices and people that I end up meeting. So now I got my whole crew, like all those people I'm not working with no more, safe to say. You know what I'm saying?
You on that Drake shit, man. That fired everybody, man.
And I got a whole new squad though. You know what I'm saying? I got a new singer. Her name is Mia Ray. She's from New York. She resides in Miami. And I got my whole production team. We call YFM, Young Fly Movement. Yeah, man, like I do a lot of work behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? Like, fortunately, like when all that bullshit happened with me, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna jump behind the scenes and start putting my pen, because like I write crazy songs and I produce for people. Like I wrote and I went crazy on Last Train to Paris for Diddy, you know what I'm saying? That was my first big project that I was working with. And then from there it went to Leighton Meester from Gossip Girl. Like I ended up writing her records, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then after that, the crazy thing is I was in the studio with Polo the Don in LA with Roscoe Dash, and me and Roscoe were cool, and like we had just met, we were vibing. I was playing them beats, and I played the John beat, and he was like, yo, this is crazy. He went in the studio and Roscoe did a joint that was like speeding, and like brand new Lamborghini. Oh, whoa. You know what I'm saying? You know how Roscoe do it. So that was over the John beat, and then time went on, and then shit, I got that call that was like, it's on Wayne's album on the Carter 4, and it's a single, and I was like, word?
Get the fuck out of here.
And then shit, the rest is history.
And now it's
nominated for a Grammy, you know what I'm saying? Which is beautiful, and a lot of people don't know. That's why it's crazy. That's why God just showing me different things. Like Berg, you gotta stay down with this shit.
Artists, you still fuck with Ray J? You still talk to him? When was the last time you spoke to Ray J?
I saw Ray J. I had a show in L.A. and I seen him and he was with Rico Love. And,
okay.
And we just chopped it up. We briefly, like, you know, Ray J is really cool, and like we have a lot of different, you know what I'm saying? We shared a lot of good memories together, pause, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. Because like, look, me and Ray, we literally, we went on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the tour, I call it, like we went on tour, but I call it like the hide your daughter, hide your wife, hide your niece, hide your auntie, hide your cousin tour. Like we literally, we really, no, not that, no. I'm from the shot. Shout out to Kels. No disrespect, Kels. You're a legend. Anyway,
I want to piss him off.
We make country to country, dog. Just having sex with just beautiful women and singing a song, "Sexy Can I," and just going ham, and it just went all around every state. And I thought, and like while I was on tour, I was like, "Yo, Ray, like, we need to do this TV show, dog. We need to put these girls on the tour bus behind us, and every venue that we get, like all the shows or whatever, we'll have them like they want to be with us. But at every show we go to, we'll pull out a jumbotron and kick a bitch off on the show, and she gotta leave. Like she'll leave on a Greyhound or whatever. Like, and we'll be on the road. We'll be at the W, and like all the other girls, they'll be at the Motel 6 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Fighting to get with us, and that was the concept for the show. And then after that, that's when the For the Love of Ray J came out, and I was like, damn, like you did that, bro. You did that. You got it.
Shit.
I got this record, Sexy Can I, Berg. I swear it's gonna be major, Berg.
Yeah, that's him, all right.
We gotta go in like we personifying the sexy movement, man.
You do it so
it's
good,
the sexy. Man. Let me tell you some crazy bugged out shit. So we was in the studio, like, and they just gave me Sexy Can I, and it was just a whole bunch of just different gaps. Like Ray would be here one section, and then the song would play for like 45 seconds, and then Ray would come in again. So like I went in the studio and I put together the whole song, like how it's structured, how it's supposed to go, all the background vocals and shit. And then we were there, and like this when Ray was like, me and Ray didn't really know each other. Like we had just began getting cool, and like he came in to do his shit. And I remember like I had the girl that sang the hook to the Business or whatever, and he was like, "Yo, you mind if I put on this?" And he showed us some porno or whatever. This right after his Kim Kardashian tape. He pulled out the porno and he was like, "Yo, I gotta work." So he put the porno on while we're doing Sexy Can I or whatever.
Yeah, Kardashian get back out.
So look,
that's what fucked up. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
we thinking that I'm thinking that it's just some other chick that he got with him or whatever, because he in a booth like, and like at the end of Sexy Can I don't know if y'all remember, he got a line to be like, "Can I just have some fun?" So like he was in there like, he was like, "Yo, Berg, I gotta hit my Stevie." He was like, "Can I just have some fun?" So I was like, yo.
Hilarious, yo.
But look, the girl was like, yo, she pressed the talk back and she was like, yo, if you don't stop doing that shit, I'm gonna clown you. And then I didn't know who the girl was, and the girl turned out to be Tierra Marie, the back end.